So your image server is running out of space? Instead of migrating everything to one massive new disk, what if you could combine multiple smaller drives into a single, unified space, all without moving or losing data? That's exactly where MergerFS comes in. In this video, I'll explain what it does, how it works, and show you step by step how to set it up alongside your image server. Let's go! Looking at our image instance from the browser interface, we see that we're out of space. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and go into the LXC container for image and figure out the user ID and group ID of the image process so that we can give proper access to the new disk. So I'm going to type grep image of etc password. And so on my LXC, I see that the user ID for image is 999 and the group ID is 991. So I'm going to make a note of that to be used in a little bit. So now I'm going to go ahead and connect a physical hard drive to our Proxmox server host. And so this is what we're going to do to expand our 20 gig volume. In the Proxmox virtual environment, or the PVE shell, let's take a look at the external hard drive to see what it's called. So I'm going to do ls block. And so I see that the new drive is called /dev/sda, and it has 3 partitions. The one we formatted for use with image is partition 1, which has 100 gigs worth of space. Next, I am going to run block ID to see the format of the partition and the UUID. So from here, we can see that /dev/sd1 has the label of image_data, and it has a file system of ext4, and then the UUID of this long thing, which I'm going to go ahead and copy because I'm going to be using it shortly. Then I'm going to go ahead and edit the fs tab file to make sure that the mounting of the external hard drive persists on reboot. So I'm going to go ahead and do vi of etc fs tab. Go ahead and do nano of fs tab if you are not familiar with vi. So the first line, I'm going to type in UUID equals and then paste that UUID number. And this is a better way than actually typing /dev/sda1 because every time you reboot the system and you have plugged in or unplugged drives, the naming may change, right? So this particular drive may not be called SDA1 the next time around, but the UUID for the volume will always be the same. So that's why this is a better method. All right, so then we put the mount point of /mnt/t7, and then the file system of ext4. Then I'm going to go ahead and use the default mounting options. And lastly, I'm going to put 0 and 0 for the dump value and fs check order. All right, so once you're done with editing the fs tab, you can go ahead and save and quit from there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mount point, which I already put in the fs tab called mnt-t7. So make dir /mnt/t7. All right, so now let's go ahead and mount it using mount-a, which is going to go ahead and look at the fs tab and mount any devices which have not been mounted, which is this new one. All right, and then it comes back and tells me the use of this next command to update the mounting table. So I'm just going to go ahead and do what I'm told. So I'm going to type systemctl daemon-reload. All right, so that new drive has been mounted. So let's go ahead and double check to make sure it works. So I'm going to do ls-l capital F of /mnt/t7. And so we do see content in here. And then last thing we're going to do is set the read-write permissions on that mounted folder so that the image server can read and write to it. So let me do a ls-ld of mnt/t7. And we can see that the permissions are not correct. So I'm going to go ahead and do chown-R for recursive. And then those user ID and group IDs we saw earlier. So now, because we're going to do binding, we're going to put 100.999:100.991 for /mnt/t7. Okay, and We don't get any response back. Let's go ahead and double check with ls-ld/mnt-t7 again. And so here we do see that the user and owner have been updated to the proper IDs. Next, let's make sure that these gets passed to the Immich LXC. We're going to use the pct command, and then we're going to set it for the LXC. For me is number 345. Yours will obviously be different. And then I'm going to tell it the first mount point, which is --mp0, is essentially going to be /mnt/t7. And then followed by a comma, and then mp equals /mnt/disk2. So this is what's going to be the name of the mount point inside the LXC. Okay, and then we can verify that this did the right thing by looking at the config file in etc/pve/lxc/345.conf. And so when we look at it, we can certainly see that it includes the line of mp0 :/mnt/t7, comma, mp equals /mnt/disk2. So now this is good. So the LXC has the proper binding set. All right, so now that we're done on the Proxmox server, let's hop on over to the Immich LXC and get a console window. The first thing I'm going to do is check on the mount to make sure that the external hard drive is actually visible to this LXC. So remember, the mount point inside the LXC is called /mnt-disk2. So I'm going to do a ls-l capital F of /mnt/disk2. And basically, we know that this is the same contents that was in the actual external drive. So this is good. It's passed it along. From here, let's take a look at the space that's available. So I'm going to do a df-h of /mnt/disk2. And we can see that the external drive has 93 gigs of available space. Also, the original disk had 20 disks of space, which is all used up. All right, now we're ready for MergerFS. So what is MergerFS? Well, you can think of MergerFS as a virtual layer that sits on top of your drives. It doesn't actually move or copy your data. Instead, it presents all of your drives as one combined file system. For example, if you have disk A, that is 1 terabyte, and disk 2, that is 2 terabytes, using the merger file system, it will show them as a single 3 terabyte pool. The files on each system stay put on their respective drives, and they will be presented to you as a giant folder with the combined folders and files. So as you can see here from this example, we have disk 1 and 2. They both have a dir1, but they have different files in dir1. So the merged file system will have a dir1 with all 3 files in them. And for dir2, which is not in disk 2, that stays put, as is dir3, which is not in disk 1, but the contents of dir3 and dir3 itself will be part of the merged file system. And similarly, lastly, for any files that are there, they're essentially going to show up on the merged file system as well. Now that we understand the concept, let's go ahead and get MergerFS running on our system. The first thing we need to do is install the program. So I'm going to go ahead and do apt install MergerFS. Now we're going to have to set up that external disk to have the same structure of the existing image data structure. So I'm going to go ahead and cd into /mnt/disk2, do an ls. Again, I want to mimic the same thing that is on a traditional image structure. So I'm going to go ahead and create the upload folder, cd into the upload folder, and then make the directories named backups, encoded video, library, profile, thumbs, and upload. All right, so now that the file structure for the new drive matches what's on the traditional image data structure, we can combine the original drive, the original 20 gig drive, and this 100 gig drive. Let's go ahead and cd back to my home folder, and then I'm going to make a mount point called /mnt combo drive, right? So this is going to hold the combined or merged file systems. Okay, so now that folder is ready. So now I can just type MergerFS, and then give it the two drives I want to combine. So for me, it's /opt/image/upload :/mnt/disk2/upload, and then I'm going to combine it into /mnt combo drive. All right, and that's pretty much it. So now if I do a ls of /mnt/combo drive, it looks like it's got the same structure. So now if I do a df-h of /mnt/combo drive, we can see that it is a combination of the 20 gigs from my original drive adding to the 100 gigs or 93 gigs of the new external drive. And so that's pretty much it for this right here. Okay, I am ready to jump back into our LXC to modify the configuration so that the new MergerFS volume is going to be used as the data. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to edit the configuration file of /opt/image/.env. And if you scroll down to the keyword of image media location, the default is in opt image upload. I'm going to change that to /mnt/combo drive, right? That's our new combined drive. So once that's done, go ahead and write and quit out of that. And then I need to create some symlinks so that they're pointing also to the combo drive. So let's go ahead and cd into /opt/image/app. If we do an ls-l, what I want to do is change this file upload, right? Right now it's pointing to opt image upload. Let's go ahead and just move that to upload-original, and then we'll relink by doing ln-s of /mnt combo drive, and then upload. And once we do an ls-l, we verify that the upload is now pointing to /mnt combo drive, which is great. But notice that the owners and the group is not correct, so let's go ahead and change that. So let's do chown-r image:image of upload. Now if we do ls-l, we can see that the upload folder is the same ownership as the other files. And we need to do the same thing in the folder machine learning. So let's go ahead and cd into machine-learning. Once again, I'm going to do an ls-l to take a look at all the files. And I need to change this one here, upload. So move upload-original. And then once again, ln-s of /mnt/combo drive to upload. Do an ls-l to verify that it is pointing to the right place. And now again, we have to change the owner. So chown-R image:image upload. And let's verify by doing ls-l, and that all looks good. All right, so now that we have changed the config for the image server to the larger combo drive, let's see if we can see that reflected from the browser. And nope, the browser is still looking at the 20 gigs worth of space. So what we need to do is we need to restart the server before it recognizes the new drive, right? So let's take a look at system control status image-web.service. We see that it is in fact running and everything is okay. So let's go ahead and just restart it by doing systemctl restart image-web.service. And now if we go back to the browser and do a refresh, we can see that the storage space has been updated to reflect the addition of the 100 gig volume for a total of about 120 gigs. This all looks great, but let's test out one last thing. What happens when our Immich LXC gets rebooted? So let's go ahead and do a reboot. And we see that after a reboot, if we log back in and take a look at the size of the combo drive, it is back to the original 20 gigs, right? That's because the merger file system drive was not persistent. So let's go ahead and make adjustments so that it is persistent. So the way that we make it survive a reboot is by editing the fs tab file for the LXC. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And the LXC, I'm going to go ahead and do a vi of etc fs tab. And then I'm going to add in the entry of /opt/image/upload /mnt/disk2/upload. right? So these are the two drives that we want to combine. And then put a space or a tab, and then add the mount point where it's going to be combined. So we're going to call it /MNT combo drive, just like before. And now for file system, we are going to put fuse.MergerFS. So this is going to tell the system to combine those two drives into this one using MergerFS. And then we are going to put in a whole bunch of mount options. Read write, allow other for the permissions, use _INO, category.create equals EPMFS. And then set the UID to be Immich and the group ID to also be Immich. For the dump and FS check priority, we're going to set those to zeros again. Okay, so write and save that file. And after editing the FS tab, I always verify that I don't have typos because otherwise it might lock up your system. So I'm going to do a mount-A, and everything looks fine except for this one warning. So we're going to go ahead and do systemctl daemon-reload. All right, so let's take a look at the size of the combo drive. And look at that, now it's looking good, being around 120 gigs. So I'm going to go ahead and restart the Immich LXC again by doing a reboot. And then once everything is back up, I'm going to go ahead and do a df-h of the /mnt/combo drive. And that's looking good because now it is 120 gigs, the combined size. Then we're going to go back to the browser and do a refresh. And you also get a verification here that we are now only using 18 gigs out of the approximately 120 gigs. All right, beautiful. So now we got MergerFS to work on combining the old drive and new drive. And we also got it to persistently stay put even after a reboot. Alright, now that we have extended our image server storage without migrating data or setting up a complicated RAID array by using MergerFS to basically merge our original storage with a new drive. A couple of quick notes. Number one, keep an eye out on disk usage with the df-h command, or look at the image storage stats on the webpage so that you know when it's going to fill up. And you can always add more drives later. Just go ahead and unmount the pool and follow this process again with more drives. And lastly, please remember that MergerFS does not protect your data against drive failure, right? It just expands your storage space. So please make sure to do backups of your own data periodically. For another video that I know you will enjoy, watch this video here. Leave a comment below about your experience with home media servers and self-hosting. Make sure that you click on the blue monkey to subscribe if you have not already done so. Thanks for your time and happy hunting.